Welcome back, terrestrials. In this episode, we're doing Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. If you can't tell, green and purple. Know your fucking
Yeah,
movies.
it looks like it.
I don't know. I feel like this movie's going to become a little bit of a comparison of both for
Okay.
me. It's only natural. But kicking it off, Jerry, what do you grade this movie?
I'll give it a B.
B.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I would be willing to go B plus on this.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
What
yeah,
did you like
B
about
plus.
the movie? Oh,
Everything. I don't have a complaint about this movie.
I do. I got a complaint.
So okay, I do have complaints, but they're complaints out of love. You
Okay.
know, it's constructive criticism out of love because a lot of the things that I was hearing from friends and with the product placement of the Tesla and shit like that, like that's stupid. You're stupid. Don't say shit like that because
Yeah, I don't
they're
care about
they're
that.
yeah, they're rich people. They drive a Tesla, whatever, dude. There
Right.
was a product placement in the first one when he lures the fly to him, when Beetlejuice lures the fly to him with a zag nut.
Yeah, Zagnut.
Like, get the fuck out of here. So anyways, invalid.
Right. Or
But
fuck, what is it? Manchurian Tungwell.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So like I've heard a lot of negative things. I waited a while to watch it. I love the movie. I think that the movie's very, very good. Um, my biggest gripe is the last 30 minutes, they really shoved the rest of the movie together.
Yeah.
I felt like it spent a lot of time in the beginning, kind of refreshing your memory, refreshing your love for the first one, and drawing out this story between Lydia and her daughter and all this stuff. I
Yeah.
was so for it. I was happy with it, loved it. Justin Thoreau, as soon as I saw him, I was like, tool bag. And I'd be damned if I wasn't right.
Right.
But in the last half of that movie, they're just like, and then this, and then this, and then this, and movie's over. And
Yeah.
I was like, I damn,
Throw
dude,
everything. Yeah.
I
Okay.
would
We
have
got.
taken another 45 minutes of this movie, like
Yeah.
very easily.
Here
Um,
we gotta wrap this shit up. So all these pointless like plot devices that we created in this movie, fucking get rid of them now. Get rid
I
of them
mean,
now.
I didn't see a ton of pointless ones. But go ahead.
All right,
You say words now.
yeah, my words. Okay, so I think the bride, the Beetlejuice bride, had its moments, but it's just like why, you know, like
Yeah, okay.
what was like? Oh wow, that's cool. That's our villain. Yeah, no. No, no. Oh, it's wrapped up. They see each other like once, and
Mhm.
there just doesn't seem to be like any like if you're gonna do that story, do that story, you know? Um like
You know what I think that was?
what?
Conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory. I think that that was a screen test for Sally to make a
Okay.
live action Nightmare Before Christmas because she was stitched up just like Sally.
Right. Okay. I got another conspiracy then. I'm gonna throw out the
Okay.
conspiracy.
All right.
You know what I think?
That's that.
I think because Tim Burton's dating Monica Labucci or whatever her fucking last name is, he was like,
He
"Yeah, I'll
Sherry
put you
mooned
in the
her.
movie." Yeah, Sherry Moon zombied her.
Okay. All right.
Fucking
I was really hoping you were going to be like, I have a conspiracy theory. You're an idiot. That's what I was hoping you were going to say. Like,
Oh, okay. Well, but no, I find just no. I thought it looked great, and I thought that the character was great, and I was getting excited for the character, and then I just nope, nope, we didn't do
yeah,
nothing with
it
her.
did go nowhere. And
It went nowhere.
there was a few characters like that in there, but I didn't mind it. It didn't hinder the movie to me. I didn't feel like it was wasting my time. It was just giving more backstory on Beetlejuice.
All right.
So like introducing her character
Yeah.
gave us an excuse to learn more about Beetlejuice. And I
Yeah.
think with it serving that purpose, that's all I needed.
Right.
She could fade away into the background. I did forget about her after the initial scene, and
Mm-hmm.
then you see her again, and you're like, "Oh shit, I forgot
Oh.
about this part."
Oh. Oh
But
no. And
it
then at the end, just shows up, and then it's just like, oh yeah, we can just do that. Fuck, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, like there was like a lot of those though, where it's like, okay, Astrid, she goes into the underworld, and because the boyfriend that I called that shit from a mile away, fucking, I was like, oh, he's dead. Um, like they're going in the underworld, and how are we gonna reverse this? And it's just like, oh, it's reversed. Don't worry, fucking, we got this shit, you know. And it's like, oh, that could have been like there was like five stories. I think what happened, just to like, okay, wipe the slate clean, is Tim Burton directed Wednesday. And he had a great, like, wow, I can do this story in this episode, and this story in this episode, and I can do this story in this episode. And then he went to go write Beetlejuice, and he realized that you got to say what you got to say in 2 fucking hours, dude. And he wanted like all of these like components, like Astrid wanting to go to the other side because of her father, and oh, Astrid meets a ghost, and Beetlejuice wants to get married to Lydia again, or he's never like never lost her, you know,
yeah,
kind of. Um, and then like all of like these like little key ingredients, the fucking Willem Dafoe's character. And I
yeah.
was like, oh man, I wish he would have had more of like we got to get Beetlejuice, you know, kind of like just these little characters, these little
I
like things.
so my thought process on that, I agree with you. There are a lot of like not payoff type things,
No,
but at the same time, I don't think this is the last Beetlejuice by far.
no,
I
no, this
think they
isn't the
killed
last
off
Beetlejuice.
Catherine O'Hare so that they could push Lydia and Jenna into a bunch more of these.
I think, yeah,
Um,
either that or she looked right at Tim Burton's like, all right, I'll do the movie if you kill me off.
yeah, either way, I'm okay. I mean,
Yeah.
her character was a lot of fun this time. I enjoyed her more this time than I did
I'm
in
gonna
the
put
first
her
one.
as the star stealer. Like I
Yeah,
loved
yeah,
every
yeah,
moment with,
yeah. The
I mean,
grief
oh
pictures
my
and
God, that
everything.
was
Yeah,
so great. Or
yeah,
fucking, this is the Picasso of the of graffiti of the
yeah,
graffiti world,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he's speaking, and I don't know
yeah.
what he's saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Good shit, and
The thing that got me is when she was like, and a shark got him.
yeah.
Like that. I was like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Or when she goes to the school and she's Astrid,
Yeah,
Astrid.
yeah.
It's just
Your
like she,
mommy lost her
yeah,
daddy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like there's these great
yeah, yeah,
moments
for
of
sure,
it, and
for sure.
it's just like, oh no, the asps are defanged.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like Astrid looks at her and is like, I don't think that's true, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
then later she says, well, I died of embarrassment.
right.
Like, no, you didn't. You died of
Yeah.
poisoning. Um, yeah,
Oh
no,
my
she
God. Or when she
definitely,
goes to the underworld and she wants to like speak to somebody, and
yeah,
she's like,
yeah,
take a tag and wait for your number. And she's
yeah,
like, is there anybody here that has the power to, or something like that? She has
yeah,
like this line
yeah,
that has the ability to help me or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Very
Like
bitchy.
it's like,
Um,
nope,
yeah, dude,
take a
her
number, take
character
a seat.
was very, very good.
Yeah.
I liked her like more than I did in the original. She seemed like she
Mm,
was more playful and having fun in this one as versus she was trying to do a serious job in the last one.
right. I don't know.
She did great in the other one, don't get me wrong, but I liked her character more fleshed out in this one. The outbursts and things. She was a side character in that one. This one she stood more tall because we didn't have pedophile in it. So even though we did, I
We
thought it was
did.
funny that they made his gravestone a shark fin. I was
Hmm.
like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, why not? Like, just kill him off in every which way. Like, just make him look dumb.
Right.
Um,
I found it way more funny that they took a picture of him on the gravestone and had a
yeah,
bunch of kids behind him
yeah,
singing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that that was odd.
But yeah, they're just
And
like,
then his favorite person is his granddaughter, his
right.
underage granddaughter. So, yeah.
But yeah, though I think she's the star, like more than Beetlejuice, way more than Lydia. I feel like her character was given like kind of like nothing other than Beetlejuice wants to marry you again, you know? And it's just like, oh man,
Yeah.
but we set up this.
Yeah, but it's surrounded around the shroud of like Lydia trying to build a relationship with Esther or
Right, Astrid.
Esther or Astrid,
Astrid.
whatever. But yeah, so like I feel like that was like the center point of the movie. Every
Right.
other thing it just had like plot B, C, D, E, F, G. And by the way, I would have taken a like 3.5 hour flushed out all of these storylines.
Right,
Like I
right.
would have seen
That's
all these out in
TV
three and a
show,
half,
you
four and a
know,
half
like,
hours.
oh, we have one oh, this is the
Yeah.
episode where this happens, or this
Yeah,
is the
yeah, yeah.
episode, but yet there's like A story, B story. So B story finishes up in an episode, and A story is continuing to push, the narrative, I loved, like, in the beginning, Lydia has that little like panic attack because she keeps seeing Beetlejuice,
Mhm,
and she runs into the bathroom, and there's like a what a ballerina or whatever,
mhm.
and then we look back and she's gone, and I was like, oh, that's a great movie. Lydia actually does see dead people. That would be great to see, like, random, like, Lydia just has to deal with dead people shit all the
Mhm.
time, and
Yeah.
like having that mentalness and whatnot. It's like, what is she doing over there?
I mean,
You just
that's the basis of the first one too. It's like
right.
she's the only one that sees them.
Yeah, because she's
Um,
strange and unusual,
yeah, I
and
myself am
I
strange and
think
unusual.
it was Catherine O'Hara just ad-libbing, being like, "Where's the rebellious little goth girl that we once knew?" And it
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
yeah, because this Lydia just feels just like it's like Lydia light or
But
something.
yeah,
Like,
because we're not as angsty and shitheady as we were as kids. You grow up.
right.
Despite what everybody on TikTok wants you to believe, you eventually grow up and you let go of a little bit of it. It's
Yeah.
always going to be there in your heart, but you let go of a little bit of it.
Yeah.
You're not outward showing it. We're not running around eating acid, smoking weed, and being dickheads till 3, 4 in the morning. So we did let go of it. But
Right. But
but
even like the tone of Lydia felt different in this. Like the tone,
yeah. Well,
like the
yeah.
canvas may be a little, I mean, like the canvas might be different, but the tone of Lydia, just like like she could have at least had like these like smarmy, like, that kind of like
Yeah,
eye
but I think
roll
again,
lifestyle.
we're trying to see her develop a relationship with her daughter while navigating the one with Justin Theroux's character, and she's getting closer to her stepmother. So it's like we don't need the smartass Lydia. That's what Jenna Ortega's for.
Right.
She takes over that like shitty care. Like when Justin Theroux's like, I wrote your father a poem or your grandfather a poem. She's like,
Grandpa.
oh, can I hear it? And then he's like, well,
It's not right now,
yeah, it's
or
not right.
something of
Like,
that nature.
yeah, I just lost my grandfather. Oh, how long ago?
Like,
40 years ago.
yeah,
Uh,
20,
you
20
know,
some years ago.
yeah, yeah. Like it's the there's the like snarky wittiness of it. There's the jokes in it. She takes a lot of it.
Hmm.
She takes that role on, and we're watching Lydia try to like do this whole thing. So, and if you think about it, really, there's not a whole lot of difference in the character from the first one because in the first one she was still interactive with everybody. She was less like she didn't want to necessarily be interactive, but she still would. She was taking pictures of the guys moving the furniture and shit outside.
Right.
Like, she was still learning her stepmother at that time. Um so like I think that the transition between the two Lydias was okay. This one did feel weaker, like, but it felt more like an adult, like who that person would have grown up to be.
Okay.
Who that little Lydia would have grown up to be is an anxiety ridden. She really can see dead people.
Right.
She sold out, whatever the
Yeah.
case is. But like, that's who she would have grown up to be.
Yeah, I can see
Um,
that.
and then her, snarky bitchiness goes down to her daughter. And like on Jenna's phone it says alleged mom when
Right.
she calls her, like it's all still there. It's just packaged differently,
Right.
as far as I'm concerned.
But okay, so getting away from the shitting now. Like, I want to go to something also that I think was really cool, and I wish
Okay.
we would have stayed there for a little bit longer. But the World of the Dead,
Dude,
I
when
loved
that
it.
French guy drops into the world of the dead
Yeah,
and the hallway that Danny DeVito's like cleaning and stuff,
yeah.
god
Second door to
damn
the
that.
left.
Yeah, that was so awesome looking,
Or we
man.
have cleaners, or the whole like the whole station. I like the one Russian chick say cheese. You know
Hmm.
that shit. Like they're just like all these little like details
Hmm.
that were real awesome until we get to the Soul Train. I fucking hate the Soul Train.
I was not a huge fan of the Soul
You
Train.
know,
I get
hey,
it.
Tim
It's
Burton
very
can't put black people in his movies and stuff, so he puts them all in or whatever. You know, fuck.
Um,
Like I just
yeah, I don't know what that was about, but I mean, I get it. The Soul Train, you're moving on to the afterlife. I get the concept of it, but like, it didn't really fit the movie, and nor did the musical parts really. Like, you know, when you got Beetlejuice playing the acoustic guitar, singing, to Lydia,
Dozer,
like,
Lydia. Yeah,
yeah,
those are all reference back to Deo.
right, yeah, yeah, I get that, but like. But not the acoustic one. That song's not in the original.
No, no,
That
no.
was
I'm
just like,
saying just the idea
right,
that
right, right.
learn to throw your voice.
Well, that happens
Something
at the
party.
end. That happens at the
Possess
end
your
at the
friends.
wedding.
Right.
At the wedding, he possesses everybody and makes them sing again, throwback. That one where he's singing with the acoustic guitar is completely pointless.
Yeah, just yeah.
You
It's
know,
just
it's funny,
right.
but it's pointless. But, you know, again, getting away from, you know, the parts that we could shit on. Um, I think that everyone nailed their role. Justin Theroux was hilarious. Uh,
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega did her job. Lydia was great. Catherine O'Hara again just fucking killed
Phenomenal.
it.
All
Yeah.
right. So we've hit all of them. All right. The fucking movie's called Beetlejuice. Let's talk about Beetlejuice. All right. What
Well,
did you
let's
think of
talk
this
about
Beetlejuice?
Bob. Bob was fucking hilarious.
Bob
Like
was great. Yeah.
all the Bobs. Well, they're not called
Yeah.
Bobs,
I
but
thought that I thought that was great. You
yeah,
know, the fucking Bobs were cool.
yeah.
I also she's in it for like a second, but I really like the skeleton phone operator
Hmm. Yeah,
working for,
yeah,
you know, Betelgeuse
yeah,
possession.
yeah.
I like that. That one little quick little scene. Also, I think the whole like Beetlejuice, like it just going to Italian just to
Hmm.
be weird, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, ah, that's pretty
Was it
cool.
Italian? I thought it was Spanish. I
No, it's
couldn't tell.
Italian.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, no.
yeah. I thought that was just kind of cool and unique, you
Yeah,
know?
that's the thing with these movies. Like you're gonna get
Right.
that
Like,
randomness.
yeah. Okay, Tim, we know you have artistic creativity and stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You know? Um, but Michael Keaton coming back to play Beetlejuice, what works better? Obviously, the original Beetlejuice or 20 years later.
I think they both work. I think they both served their absolute purpose.
Right.
Obviously, you know, the original we're gonna go, ooh, cool, weird, this is new.
Unique. Yeah.
Now we've seen
Different.
it. So they have to like they don't have to turn it up. See, that's the thing. I wasn't expecting like, oh man, Beetlejuice is going to be a huge part of this movie or anything. Like there was enough characters
Yeah.
that it wasn't 100% necessary that he had a huge character or
Right.
a huge role in the movie. I think that he did exactly what he should have done. I like that they made him fat. I think that he played his role perfectly.
Right.
Like as soon as he slapped that fucking top coat on, he was Beetlejuice again.
Yeah.
Um, because he is Beetlejuice. They can't do it with somebody else.
Hmm.
So he can't do wrong. And they didn't need to give him a huge part because everybody else was doing such a good job.
Yeah.
So I personally, I think that they are of equal value in their respective movies. And I think that they both are A plus jobs at their movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the character is great. The character is great and the character is unique. And It was pretty fun. Um, I think Michael back in the 80s could do a little bit higher pitch Beetlejuice voice, whereas this one he like was trying to get there, but just ended up with the low, and because like if you watch the original movie, Beetlejuice has like he still has that gravel in his voice, but it's a little bit more. And this one, it was just a
Yeah.
little bit lower. This one, when I was watching it, reminded me of like, oh wow, this is like the cartoon show that was on
Mhm.
Nickelodeon at the time. I was like, oh
Mhm.
wow, this is like more of the cartoon of Beetlejuice, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did get just a little bit of time. We do not need a 2 hour long Beetlejuice, you know, that just makes it weird, you know, like too much Beetlejuice would be too
Yeah, because
much.
he wasn't the star of the original one.
The
The
Maitlands
star of
were
exactly, and so was Lydia. And so like we didn't need him in the first one. He was, or we needed him, but like he wasn't the star of the first one. So why would he be the star of the second one?
right.
Obviously, he's the popular standout character
The movie's
because
called his
yeah,
name, but
because but we don't we didn't need him, and I think it was a really smart move to not dump him into the movie
right,
more. It
right.
was smart to keep him just about the same amount in this movie as the last.
Yeah,
It was really, really smart.
yeah.
Now, can I tell you one thing real quick that I think that the movie should have done that it didn't do that I kind of wish it did?
Okay, yeah, we're in that area. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, what
No,
should
well,
they have
no, I
done
mean,
different?
no. I think it would have just been nice if Lydia married him.
Okay. Oh no, he's the bad guy, no matter
But
what.
he's not the fucking bad guy.
But he is the
Number one,
bad
he's
guy.
come to the rescue twice in this movie alone, not
Right.
to mention the other movie. So like he's he's
He's the
like
bad
the
guy.
well, yeah, he's set up to be the bad guy, but he's not the bad guy. He's not killing people. He's not he's like tricking you with like that's the thing with these movies. Death in the Afterworld and Beetlejuice, they're like trickster fun for funsies. Like
Right.
there's nothing
Trickster for funsies and
well, yeah, because like if you think about it, like the afterworld, they make the afterworld seem pretty fucking rad. Nobody's like in hell because oh, the only person that goes to hell is that fucking young boy,
yeah,
right? So who like
they
the
cross
afterworld, like
over.
yeah, Danny DeVito's fine. He's drinking his fucking plumbing juice and waxing floors. Like like it's it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. It
It's
seems like a pretty fun time and shit. Like,
hey man, if that's what we got to look forward to, I ain't mad at it.
yeah.
But like
Well,
I still feel like
you have
so
to, there's a
Beetlejuice came
specific reason that they're there, though.
right,
Remember in the first movie, what does Otho say? Otho
because
says,
they don't realize they died.
no, suicides, I hear on the other side, have to be civil servants. So all those people there that are working in that, like,
Yeah, but that
in
doesn't
between,
explain Lydia or well, Lydia's husband. It doesn't explain him because he's got piranha bites and he's a civil servant.
if you look closely, okay, there's a moment where Beetlejuice is looking at a newspaper
Uh-huh.
and it says, like,
Yeah, it says like body found or something
well, no,
of
it says something in the line of shocking results of uh suicides that are actually deaths. So they chose that he jumped into that river as a suicide, not fell into that river with piranhas as a death.
right. So that doesn't
So
but that's saying that he didn't commit suicide.
yeah, the afterlife deemed that what he did was a suicide, so he has to live
Right.
in the civil servants.
Right. But
But yeah, if you look at all everybody there, they all have a suicide related. Fucking Miss Argentina.
right.
If I knew what I knew now, then I
Right.
wouldn't
I
have my
wouldn't
little
have. Yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
The
That's the
Maitland
first one, but
party
yeah.
of two.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the flat guy. He
Yeah.
ran out in front of a truck.
Right.
Uh, Danny DeVito. drank
But that puts us
sparkling.
back at the Willem Dafoe's character.
Yeah.
He was like, if I'm not mistaken, he says, I knew it was a live grenade.
Hmm. I don't
So
know. He says something equivalent of "I don't use those fake props"
yeah,
or
yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. So
But yeah, he mentions the grenade. He
yeah.
mentions like, I knew it was a live grenade or
Right.
something like that. So, but
Intent there.
the point is, Lydia could have married him. Beetlejuice could have stayed in the world because he's not actively harming them. He's not he's not actively like trying to murder them or anything. He's trying to
Right.
trick her into marriage, which
Right.
in the end she wakes up next to him as a dream sequence anyways of his dream of a dream, like, you know what I mean, like it inceptioned the dream ending, but
Right.
he as the bad guy, that's not a bad guy. You know what I mean? Like the bad guy role, that's like the nicest bad guy. He's like the most fun, like lovable bad guy. You know what I mean? Like if you think about it in the world, like there's a ton of bad guys out there. Like Hans
It's just
Gruber, like, you
interesting,
know.
you know. He might smell like a rotting corpse forever, you know. But
Yeah, but nobody mentions how bad he smells this
right.
time. This time around, at least, you know.
But I will say wedding in the first one, unique.
Hmm.
Wedding in the second one just didn't feel like it should have been there. Like it felt like that wedding in the second one was just a prop to do MacArthur Park or whatever that fucking song was and shit. Like it just didn't feel like they needed to go
So,
like, oh yeah, we're doing the wedding thing again, you know?
but I think it was necessary because it wraps up so many different things.
Mm,
If you think about it, they show up for the wedding. Beetlejuice hits him with the truth serum, so that gets rid of Justin Thoreau.
right.
Monica Bellucci takes Justin Thoreau. There's two characters right off the bat, two ending.
Yeah.
You wrap two endings up right there.
Yeah. Yeah, completely gone.
And
Fucking
then, yeah, exactly. And then Willem Dafoe's character wrapped his story up. He's done. He
right.
takes Catherine O'Hare, wraps her story up. It wrapped up every story in that 5 minute sequence after the dumbass song.
Right.
So yeah,
That
the
song was
song
good. The
wasn't
song was good.
okay. Well, whatever.
Fucking, I
I
like the
don't need
song.
the singing. But so the wedding was kind of the tie everything up. It tied all the loose ends
Right.
up. The only thing it left open Lydia and
Astrid.
Astrid, and Beetlejuice. It just
Right.
leaves that opening for more Beetlejuices
Right.
without all these other characters, or we
Mhm.
will see them again as dead people. Which I still kind of I know that they moved on from the after the first movie, but it would have still been nice to have a little. If they put the pedophile in there, they could have at least thrown a nod to Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin.
The
Like,
Maitlands, do they, yeah, they talk about him. So,
yeah, they say we got them to move on.
no, they
But
found the
that was
loophole,
like, yeah, they found a loophole and we got them to move on.
you know.
So like, cool, but it would have been nice to have at least seen like a postcard or something, like just
Right.
mention them more than that. Like they let Jeffrey Jones's character be in the movie technically, um, throughout the whole entire fucking movie.
Yeah. If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. Pay no
Yeah.
attention to that man behind the counter. Um, no, the wedding though, because we had one in the first one and we have one in the second one. If the third one is just Beetlejuice trying to marry Lydia again, or like in that, like it's just the like a runaway groom kind of thing and stuff, you know,
I
it just
really
feels kind of like Tim Burton kind of like just let the air out of the balloon where it's like, oh, it would have been great. The first one, wedding. I still say that it should have been reversed. That our Monica Labucci character is after Beetlejuice. And the only person that can help him get rid of Monica Labucci
is
is
Lydia.
someone that could talk to the dead, like Lydia. So in the first one, Lydia
Yeah, but
has
then
to,
what do you do? Have a therapy session where she realizes it's over and moves on? Like,
I don't know, she's got the handbook for the recently deceased still, so maybe they're like Astrid, like, okay, this is the passage that you have to draw the door on the floor to get the sandworm. Like, I'm not writing the whole script here. It just seems like how to change it up just a little bit.
yeah,
Have the
and
same flavor and make Monica Labucci more of a main focal point instead of what does she do in the movie? She walks from point A to point B and does kind of stuff, and
it
then she
did give
disappears at the end.
it did give us a chance to see more of Tim Burton's creative characters when she's walking through the hallway scaring everybody to death. Like
Right,
it does.
right.
But I think that honestly they're setting this up and I'm cool with it based on what I just said about Beetlejuice. Um, I think that they're setting him up to be like a part of the family, like an additional part of the family. Like it's going to be Lydia, it's going to be our Astrid and her,
Mhm.
vampire boyfriend or whatever, and Beetlejuice. I think that he's going to be like
Okay.
the ridiculous, like
The,
mischievous uncle kind of thing. I
the
think that's the role they're going to put him in.
the vampire boyfriend that was in a great montage scene in Lydia's dream. He's not
Right.
real, so
Right. Well, okay. We don't know that. But
we don't. But all I'm saying is that it was in that
I,
dream sequence.
yeah, I agree.
Okay.
But that's my point. Either way, my point still stands. They're setting him up to be like the rascally uncle character, where like they refer to him for things. They need help with something. Call Beetlejuice. Call your uncle Beetlejuice real
Right.
quick. I think that that's the role they're pushing him towards, and I'm okay with it because we get Beetlejuice and we get more Lydia, we get more Astrid.
Astrid. Yeah.
I'm never gonna say her name right.
Right.
But then it's just going to be them against whatever forces come along, and he's going to help them because he's helped them in this movie. He helped them in the last one, and he's more familiar. They're not scared of him. They realize that they can get out of whatever bullshit he puts them in. Like it's more, it feels like 80s sitcom, like, oh, Beetlejuice, you signed me up for marriage again. And then, and through the episode or movie or whatever, they get out of it. Um,
Do you think the original script called for Beetlejuice to try to marry Astrid, but then someone was like, that doesn't seem like a good move?
I wasn't Jeffrey Jones. He's probably
Yeah.
about that shit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm just saying, like,
no,
because
I think I maybe
if we're
because he
still
mentions marrying Lydia in the first one,
right.
and she's underage.
Yeah.
Probably somebody said like, hey, he might have been like, "Ooh, the new model" or something, and
Right.
then they were like, "No, no, 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 let's
No,
keep it with Lydia."
no, this is
But then
weird.
again, I think he loves Lydia,
Right.
so he might. I don't know. It could be either way. It could have
Right.
been
I
somebody
don't
going,
know.
"Let's
All I
not."
know is in the
Uh,
third one, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
yeah,
If there's another marriage, then my brain goes, wow, this movie's great. But why does Tim Burton keep did Winona Ryder like turn him down at one point or something that he keeps writing in? You gotta marry fucking Beetlejuice and shit. But
I mean, I don't know. He has his weird quirks, like the black and white stripes in every fucking movie. Like he has his weird little things that he does. Maybe
Tim
this
Burton
is
or
Tim
Beetlejuice?
Burton. No, Tim
Okay.
Burton. But like The Corpse Bride is based around marriage. Nightmare Before Christmas, they try to get married. Both of these Beetlejuices, they get
Who the fuck
married.
did they try to get married?
Well, they're
And
not. They're together. God damn
well,
it.
they're
They're like,
together. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, but
Well, okay. The common law marriage.
okay.
The fucking demon barber and his ex-wife. they're all
Right.
it's
There
all
is marriage in
relationship
it,
bears. Right.
you know.
There's all relationship
Jesus,
things.
you're trying to tell me that in every Tim Burton movie there's marriage?
The only
It's a
one that I can think of,
conspiracy.
yeah.
There's a fucking conspiracy. But on that note, Jacob,
Yeah.
are you
Been a
sad you
while,
didn't
huh?
see this in the theater?
Yeah. I'm bummed. I should have seen this in the theater.
Yeah, I think so. I think it looked really nice. The color palette in it was very nice, and the cinematography was halfway decent. It
I
looked
agree.
better than like anytime Tim Burton movies are talked about. I always get like that PTSD when I'm thinking of like Alice in Wonderland or
They can't all
um,
be winners.
no, no, not at all.
It's the
Fucking
same 20-minute argument we made I was making about Adam Sandler.
right.
Like you can't win them all.
Yeah,
You're
that
gonna make
that
some bad ones.
that Alice in Wonderland one always just gives me the frights because of how ugly it looked.
Mhm.
Own a physical copy?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
I wouldn't mind owning a physical copy of this. A nice Blu-ray.
No,
Uh,
I got the regular jam, but yeah.
eh, still works, right?
Yeah. For those of you wondering, I have a huge thing of movies up here in front of
Right,
me. I'm always looking up at it.
right. Do you see this becoming a cult classic?
I I don't know. I mean, the first one's not really a cult classic.
No, no, it's
It's a popular, yeah, it's
mainstream.
popular, and I think that this one is too.
Right.
I think that it was the perfect time to re-put this movie out.
I think
Um,
so.
I think that it's going to stay mainstream.
Right,
It's not going to fall into obscurity.
right, right. Um, would you recommend this?
Absolutely,
Right.
for sure. Even if you haven't seen the
I would
first one,
recommend
fuck
it.
it, watch this one too. Well, you
Right,
can watch this one first and then go back, whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something though? When I was watching this and my brain was kind of like playing like recasting,
Hmm.
like okay, in another universe of recast, I was like, you know what movie I want to see? I want to see Beetlejuice, but I want to see it played by Bobcat Goldthwait.
I think that that's just a similarity in the way they look. Because Bobcat's hair used to be.
Used to be like, I mean, like Bobcat literally embodies Beetlejuice.
They
He's a
might
little
have asked him
overweight
to
and
be. They might
like,
have asked him. Well, Bobcat's not overweight anymore.
no, no, I
Um,
mean, he's great, but I'm
but
talking
at that
about like
time, yes.
Police Academy for Bobcat Goldthwait,
Right.
okay?
Right. Just freshly off cocaine, like a little
And
chubby.
I mean, shit's probably still on it, but like you look at like the cartoon Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
and that's Bobcat. And
Hmm.
I'm like, man, Beetlejuice, but with Bobcat Goldthwait. I mean, Michael Keaton is probably perfect as Beetlejuice. He just gets it,
Yeah.
and he
Well, he
gets
is.
those, yeah. But I just want to see it, like for like 5 minutes. I just want to peer into another universe where they asked Bobcat and Bobcat said yes. I just want to see it for like a couple minutes and shit, fucking to see Bobcat Goldthwait's Beetlejuice.
I mean, I would be interested to see it, but the only way that works is if he did like that
Yeah, he'd
voice that
have
he
to be
does,
Bobcat.
and he damn sure ain't ever doing that voice again.
No, no,
So he's
unless
out
he like
making Willow Creeks and
right.
you
Right, right. But yeah, I want to see Bill Bobcat Goldthwait. The whole time I was watching and shit, fucking, I was just like,
it'd
"Oh,
be
that'd be
interesting.
great." He has like a little, like the button on his shirt, his last one, like the belly button pops out and stuff because it's just like scrolls out and
Yeah, I think that could work.
yeah.